Alright, so this is on the Kymco, and this is actually going to work for both the 500 and the 700 model. They're relatively similar. The design of the windshield is slightly different on the 500 versus the 700, but the installation is technically basically all the same. Brackets are relatively the same. So if you're wondering kind of how this works out before we put the windshield on, you can, what we would do here is basically if you were to come from this weld right here that's above these two bolts, come to the top of that weld, and if you came up 12¼ inches, that would tell you where the windshield is going to tilt. Is it 12½ inches? And then you can measure up to your top to whatever, you know, if you have a hard top, then you tell us what your hard top is. If it's a soft top, then you just tell us that you have a soft top, and we're going to make the soft top with the bend to go backwards so that your soft top can actually come over the front of it. If you happen to have this kind of soft top, let us know when you're ordering so we can adjust for it, because it is a little bit different than most of them kind of tend to form along the bars. So if it's different than forming along the end of the bars with your soft top and it has this, let us know so we can make the adjustments. It's one of the unique things about us is that we size them to whatever you guys need, whatever type of roof you do. If you build a custom roof, we can make the windshield to fit what you do. When the windshield comes to you, it's basically going to come to you. This gentleman ordered a MAR resistant windshield, so this is so on the MAR resistant it comes with like a white plastic kind of a situation, where the non-MAR windshield comes more with like a clear plastic. Either one, leave the protective plastic on while you're doing the install for two reasons. One, to protect it just while you're doing it, make sure you don't bugger it up, get your fingerprints all over it. Number two, we want to ensure a proper fit before we remove this protective plastic, because once you remove the protective plastic, you own the windshield. So if there's anything wrong in sizing or something like that, it's much easier to work with it while the plastic's on it. We can help you resize that, or you can send it back to us and we'll resize it back to the correct size if there's been an incorrect measurement. So we're getting ready to install this. We have our little install kit, and that comes wrapped up on the windshield in plastic. We're going to peel these bottom sections back just enough so I can put the side brackets on. It's important that this install is similar for both the 500 and the 700. That does not mean that the 500 windshield fits the 700 or the 700 fits the 500, because they are two different body styles. Now, once we have it at this point, basically we're going to put it on the bike. I always think this is, at this point, it's safest to have another person help you. So I'm going to have Brandon grab this far side over here and set it up. Back it on there. And as I stated, just, you know, don't tighten anything down until you kind of get it all on. The part of getting all four brackets on is it also kind of helps you to center your windshield. If you get it too tight down, sometimes these clamps, you can find them that they're kind of twisty. You're almost having to twist them a little bit. It means you've got the windshield shifted too far one way or the other way. So if you just keep them loose, if you're off a little bit as you're putting on these clamps, you can just kind of move your windshield a little bit, and it just helps to, again, center it up before, with all the points on there. Once you've got these 4 points locked in place, then basically what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to make sure we've got, shove this down as tight as I can to the hood. Get a nice seal there. I kind of put a little pressure pushing down actually on this bottom one, just so it kind of holds it all in place while I'm tightening it up. Kind of holds it down. And then, as I was stating, you want to secure this one guy up on the bottom. Nice and snug. That's good and snug. And then we're going to go over, push this side down. And now we've got that done, we can just go ahead and tighten this top guy up, because we're pretty much all set for positioning and such. You can put a little forward pressure on this wrench, on your open end wrench, kind of shove the windshield forward so you're not twisting it back as you're tightening them, because literally you can get a bend in the windshield. If you twist that in, it can kind of force the windshield in. So if you put a little bit of force going out, it just makes them sink in flush to the windshield. Brandon just reminded me of that. Never, ever, ever, not just on my stuff, never ever use Loctite on plastic. Not designed for plastic, it was designed for metal, and it causes plastic to explode. So if you read the really, really small fine print that any more I need reading glasses to get, it says if you use it on plastic, it will destroy it. Now the next thing we're going to do is install our center support brackets, and so basically what we're going to do here, grab these, and we're going to take these little guys out of here, the little plastic ones. I started unscrewing this already just to make it a little faster. Sometimes you got to hold on to this little plastic ring as you screw them out so that you can get them far enough out. And you get that guy out, put that guy in. While that's out, pop it through there, pop it through the hole. And again, you kind of sometimes got to hold that little rubber grommet that's in the back there so it doesn't spin while you're threading it back in. You want to get it in there as hard as you can. Nice and snug. Yeah, that's nice and snug right there. And then we're going to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. So, little shorty Phillips head would actually make this guy simpler. Kind of push that in a little bit. And I may have to go get a shorty screwdriver. No. You can make it work, but the short one would make it a little bit simpler right here. And again, like I was saying, I want to hold that. Get that nice and snug into there like that. Slip the bolt through the bracket. And in this situation right here, I mean, you don't need to really actually do one side, you know, you can just finish up this side, tighten it down. Get it good snug. What this is doing is just locking our windshield into place so that it's nice and solid on the base. That is basically, if you would, the majority of our installation on this one. You're pretty much done. I'm going to tear this off so you can see this a little better, but like I was saying, if you were wondering if it was going to tilt underneath your roof, once you get these bottom 4 clamps on and secure them, you can tilt it up and down, make sure everything functions properly. I'm going to peel these off. And I'm going to show you how to do the center support bracket. On this particular one, he's going to be removing this roof, this soft top configuration here, putting on the hard top. So, on the underneath side here, most important thing is that the clamp goes this way. So you slide that up under and come down like that. Because actually, if you go around the other way, it doesn't work. And then what I like to do while I'm right here is that this bracket's going to sit in the upright position like that. I'm going to put my bolt in here. This guy all set up. I'm not going to crank him down too tight right now because, well, I want to line it to the hole, and if I get it too tight, it's not going to make it movable. So I want it still a little movable. Now what we would do in this situation is now we're going to be tilting this up, and whether you have a hard top or a soft top, you're going to have a little center support bracket. And if this bar wasn't right here in the way, this bracket would fit right into this hole that's right up in here. While we're here, I'll just show you how this is in the up position. So, right here, I mean, if we were going out for a ride, we tilt our windshield up, we'd put our little center support bracket in there real quick, and then take and Velcro these up. When you Velcro them up, smooth side facing you, clip on the outside there. I like it like that. It just helps to pull it actually a little tighter when you go to loop them around. And let's go over here and put these 4 on so you just see how it works. And then after that, we'll put on the bumpers that protect our hood so that it's all good while we're driving around. Now we want to, it's getting warm, it's getting really dusty, or we're going to be towing our vehicle home and it's in an open trailer. Our windshields are designed to be only towed in the down position. I know that the UTVs of today go very fast, but when you take in highway speeds and winds, it goes way higher than what UTVs travel today. So it is designed to be towed in this position. Multiple reasons. One, less wind resistance on the windshield. Number two, less debris and such hitting the windshield when you're going down the road, so it keeps your windshield in a better situation. So also the premium time is if you need to clean your windshield, all windshields that are manufactured for UTVs other than tempered glass windshields, and tempered glass windshields don't scratch but they break, so ain't nothing perfect. All of them need to be rinsed off with water first. I don't care if you have MAR resistant, non-MAR, it doesn't matter. When you spray Windex or something like that onto one of these plastics and then wipe that off with a paper towel or a cloth, you are basically taking sandpaper and running it against your windshield. How do we keep it in the down position? Okay, this first strap goes in and the smooth side is going to be facing us. Again, smooth side facing us, buckle on the top. On this side, we're going to be doing smooth side facing us, buckle in the front right there. So we're going to loop that around the bar like that. Now, initially, I'm just going to kind of secure this down a little bit right now because I need to put the bumpers in there. And again, smooth side facing out, buckle up on the top end, buckle in the front here, smooth side in towards the roll bar, bring it down just a little bit. So I want it kind of tightened down because it actually puts it in position. I found in putting these bumpers on that if you just lay the windshield without putting tension on it, the bumpers aren't quite centered, and I'm OCD, so that's just the reality. Now in this particular one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put these bumpers right here in this little crevice that he's got right here, where this hump is, because that's going to allow my windshield to sit right on top of that. This actually on this particular bike, UTV, really two of them are pretty much sufficient, but we're going to supply you with 4. So is that I would probably take these extra 2 and put them right out here on kind of my outside edges. And if I'm wondering where it's going to hit, see, that's going to work just perfect right there. And that's just going to give us a little extra protection on the body. But like I say, I don't think you'll ever actually, your windshield will probably actually hardly ever get close to those bumpers. But you can just kind of push the windshield down a little bit and see where it'd be. Now we've got our bumper set. Now we're going to be setting this up for how would we tow this down the road. Place. Now that I've got this down, just snugging it down for my tow position. And if you will, you notice I went over there and released that one a little bit because I actually got it carried away on that first side. Now this is how I'm going to tow it. Not quite touching that one. See, I brought that one down over there to touch it before, which is a little too much tension on it. I just want it nice and snug. And I'm pulling on that guy as hard as I can possibly pull, and it's there. So this is how you're going to be riding down the road when you want a half position. You're riding just like this. That's basically all it is. Thanks so much. Appreciate your business.